I have been saying I am not ready, probably way too often recently. I wanted to blame it on like eclipse energy, and then there's a part of me that's like, I think this is just human nature, a feeling of like imposter syndrome, needing to take more courses, read more books, ask for more help, elicit more mentors, pay for some sort of more confidence if I could just buy it to get to the next point in my life. I find that when things happen in my career as a nurse, I always say, I'm not ready, or I'm super ready, and it seems like almost inappropriately optimistic. Or on the other hand, I say, I am ready, and then I don't do anything about it. Anybody hear me? If you're new here, my name is Jenny. So I heard this super powerful sentence that I had never heard before off a YouTuber, Jill's, and it just changed my whole perspective of feeling ready. You know, I always thought that you had to like get somebody to like almost push you, whether that's like a book you read, you're like, okay, I've put in the time, I've read my book, I'm allowed to do the thing now. Or if you've taken a course, you got a piece of paper that says you're allowed to do the thing now. And that almost gives you the permission to do it. And I'm thinking to myself, like, do I need permission to be ready from anybody else? I don't think so. I do actually believe that readiness is like a feeling or a thought, right? When you don't feel ready in your body, you don't want to run the race. If you've worked out and done the training and practiced the run and are very healthy, let's say, you're more okay to go and do this race, to do this physical run. But when people talk about like, I'm not ready versus I'm ready, what's the difference here? So this comes back to what she said. She said that being ready is not a feeling. It is a decision. And I'm like, okay, so is it a decision? Is it a decision to be ready? And she goes on to say, putting on your shoes to go run feels like being ready, right? That puts you in the place of like being ready. And that's an action. And I think for us as creatives or artists, hitting record, even though you're not ready, is being ready. Starting a drawing, writing a poem, telling a story. I think a lot of us don't feel ready. But by doing it, we have that decision to take the action. And wow, I just like, okay, so what else does this work with? So that was the first thing. I was like, for myself, quit substances, get up early, read more books, not be scared of being an entrepreneur if that's a real thing, creating art, connecting with people. I think there's a lot of times I find myself saying like, I'm not ready to connect with people. I can't people right now. Has anybody ever said that? And you find yourself like putting your hand up and saying like, I'm not ready. So are you blocking your own abundance? Are you blocking the magic that's out there? Are you blocking the thing that you're actually really wanting? Like that dream life, that goal you've always had? So I think this is quite interesting to have that mindset shift and being like, is being ready an emotion and like a feeling that you have in your body versus being ready is, I've decided to do the thing. So I'm going to show up tomorrow and do the thing. Because I kind of like that. That seems way easier than the first thing. Because I don't actually know how to overcome and combat that ready feeling, that imposter syndrome feeling. I went to nursing school, and when you come out of nursing school, if anybody's out there that's ever done this type of program, you know when you come out, you feel like you don't know anything at all. You're just like, oh gosh, do people really trust me with this? And it's almost like there's a in-between place from feeling really confident and feeling super not ready. And I felt like every single clinical, no matter how many times you practice the skill, you're probably not ready. And you think about it like, I don't know if anybody's ever watched Grey's Anatomy. They were always really ready to do surgery. But I think in the real world, surgeons are probably not always really ready. Like they have their off days too, right? Not to scare anybody, but we have our off days. And there are days where like we don't have enough what I call spoons. So spoons are something that we wake up with. This was an analogy from a therapist that I had talked to, that you wake up with, let's say, 10 spoons. And every time you feed somebody else's goals, you take away a spoon. You feed your own, you're kind of feeding yourself. But maybe you wake up and you don't have enough spoons to create, to make something. Does that mean that you're not ready? Because I feel like if you have enough spoons, that you can make that one action. You can use it on something that's going to move you closer to whatever it is that makes you feel more authentic, more creative, more honest, more true, more aligned to you, right? And the reason that we feel disconnected is we're doing things that are not in alignment with who we are, who we perceive ourselves to be. So if we perceive ourselves to be ready, it's going to feel easier to act like you're ready. Sometimes it's the other way around. It's like the chicken and the egg stuff. If you feel like you're ready, you'll act. How about if you don't feel like you're ready? Act anyways. And then eventually, because you acted, you have the evidence. Sorry, that's my dog. You have the evidence that acting will shift your perception of who you are. So here's a prime example. I was never ready to quit smoking. I loved it. I still think that it's some of the best years of my life. But what ends up happening is I had to take action. It was time. No matter how unready I am, I had to take the action. I had to do it for me. It took me a long time. I tried many, many times, but I've done it. So on the other side, do I see myself as a non-smoker now? Because before I saw myself as the smoker. I saw myself as this, right? And now I can see myself as the non-smoker. So maybe you're a person who didn't create a lot, but always wanted to. You always wanted to dance or sing or make art in some way, some creative expression. And by doing it, it gives you the evidence to shift your perception from not being ready, not being able to do it because it's not who you are, but it is. If you choose to be. So by putting on the dancing shoes, putting the guitar in your hand, pressing record, and creating something, it shifts that perspective. And I hope that by the end of this video, you got something out of it. I really felt super inspired to record this. Sorry about my cute little dog. You want to come say hi? Her name is Kenzie. Thought I'd share that with everyone. So I created a community where I can help others release their blocks and their limitations. And the most important thing is it's totally free for now. And there's going to be something super special coming up in October right away. So join the Creative Spark. It is a community where we can communicate just like this and have fun being our best selves, creating the life that we want to live, being super authentic.